Angel's Egg is a completely unique experience that you need to see, especially if you're a fan of older anime or if you appreciate the history of art with anime, and also if you're someone who likes psychological or mystery series where you try and piece together clues and try and uncover what the show is actually about, then this is definitely for you. In the past week, my mind had been blown more times than I can ever remember, and it's hard for me to even try and put together a comprehensive review for this because I have so many theories about this that I sat there. There was one day last week, I sat there, I watched the movie 3 times in a row. As soon as it ended, I started back over again, and my mind was going crazy thinking about what everything could mean, to the point where I was looking at the texture of water in some points, and I was just really looking far into this. And then the third time I watched it, on one computer I watched it, while on the other computer I transcribed it. I typed down as it was happening everything that someone said and everything that happened, even such as the things with the texture of water, where I was really looking into this. I could have cheated and then looked at people's reviews online and looked up Wikipedia pages and try and learn more about it, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to uncover it for myself. Remember when I did the me breakdown and analysis video? I wanted to do a fresh video like that, but for Angel's Egg, because I felt that it deserved it. And then the next day, I watched it with a good friend of mine, and then she was having all of these opinions about it that I didn't see, about how mine was more of a literal sense, where I thought that things meant something as far as the story goes, but hers was more of a symbolic relation to some of the things that are happening here, so mine was a bit more literal. And this movie is pretty much the anime version of one of those ink blot cards that you could see with it's got the different ink blots on it, and everybody has a different opinion about what it looks like. This is pretty much the anime version of that. I also really enjoyed the art style of this. It's really dark and almost moody, kind of gothic, with this Victorian-esque city that they have here, the small town, and then there are these ruins which have all of these bones on the wall where everything had basically become stone, and you're trying to uncover everything that happens as this girl goes through this town carrying this giant egg, and the town is completely deserted except for these stone soldiers that come out on occasion and throw these spears at fish that are just their shadows. And it's really interesting seeing how the story progresses and small little details like, for example, the boy. Of course, there's only 2 characters in this movie. There's the boy and there's the girl. They have no names. The boy, at one point, his hands are clean. He has nothing on his hands. And then at another point, which I speculated all sorts of stuff about, he was having these bandages wrapped around his hands, and then he had this sword or this crossbow on his back that looked like it might have been symbolic for a cross, and it was really interesting looking into all of these details. I probably looked way further than I should have, and the truth of the matter is, Mamoru Oshii himself said that it's not up to the director himself to decide what the movie is about, it's up to the viewer. So there I was, putting so much thought into something that probably doesn't have an underlying meaning to it all. How cruel would it have been if Mamoru had this secret underlying message that nobody till this day knows about? That's something that I think is completely possible with this movie, and this is definitely a movie that does not lose value over time. I couldn't see this movie aging poorly even in another 10 years from now. The art style, it's poorly drawn in certain ways, but it's a controlled poor, to the point where it's artistically bad in certain areas, but they're trying to make it look that way. You could tell that they could have done better, but they were going for a specific look with the series, or with the art style here. And the movie itself, the plot is something that I think people could look at for years down the road and still try and uncover what's going on here and still appreciate it for its art. Personally, right now, I can't watch this anymore. I kind of want to keep watching it and watching it and watching it and try and find out more, but my mind has just had enough from just seeing this so many times. But I could still see myself watching this later on down the road. As far as an overall rating, I know this is just a recommendation, but as far as a rating goes, I would at least have to give this a 9.5, because it's a completely unique experience. There aren't many other anime that do this, that just play with your mind so much, and I know a lot of other people feel the same way as me because I talked with other people about it. You need to check this out. if you're a big fan of mystery or just older anime. It was created in 1985. It's only an hour long. Just go ahead and try it. And of course, as always, let me know in the comments section below what you think about this movie. If you had any strange outcomes, or if you understood something different that nobody else did, let me know about all of that, because I'm really curious into reading some of your guys' experiences with all this. Thank you for watching. Thanks for all the support, the likes and comments. Be sure to check out my anime review playlist and also my top 10 anime movies. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.